Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ANZ Open Division, week number 7. Joined with me all the way from Japan once again is my mate Blank. Blank, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Winters. Joined to you sounds amazing. I like being joined to you. This is fine.
I like you being joined to me as well.
We got some interesting games coming up tonight, Winters. I'm keen to see some of the bigger names as the top 2 is getting closer and closing in. To get a tight race for that top 2, especially with the shock loss by Pleb de Pro to Morton's Monkeys last week.
Yes, it was. Pleb de Pro dropping their first match in the Open Division so far to Morton's. Morton's played really well, so did Pleb, but guarantee that Moops hasn't been sitting on his haunches doing nothing. I can only imagine the rigorous training that he and the boys have been going through this week. So looking forward to seeing what they can bring to the table and seeing how their matches go tonight. But first up, we've got UA Raynor here, coming up against our boys from Rolls Unspecified. How do you think this one's going to go down, Blanky Poo?
Well, it's going to be a good game to watch, I believe. I don't think it's going to be an absolute stomp, but RU have played phenomenally well over the past few weeks, especially the past few weeks, and have climbed their way up to 4th, 5th spot, somewhere up the top at the moment. And they're just getting closer. So a few wins, solid wins this week. If they can go 4-0 this week or 4-3-1, I don't know, and a couple more next week, then they could potentially challenge that top 2 spots as well.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm looking forward to, Blake, is the challenging from these Open Div contenders coming into that crucible and potentially raking it out away from 2 of the Premier Division teams. There'll be some good new blood into Premier Division, and also I'll kind of feel like my little hatchlings, our little babies, Blank, our babies, are taking flight and advancing their careers in esports. So I think that'll be pretty cool.
Yes. We are going to Tomb the Spider Queen for map number 1 here, Winters.
We are.
Good macro map. It's a smaller map, even though it's a 3-laner. So a lot of most teams will go for that one person in the bottom lane, rotate top 2 lanes, or one person top lane, rotate bottom 2. I'm interested to see how both of these teams play this map, especially after RU have been doing a lot of coaching or getting a lot of coaching from Pleb de Pro, the number 1 team in the current competition. So yes, we'll be keen to see how they play it out.
Yeah, well, you make the very special observation of Tomb the Spider Queen. Whilst it is a 3-lane map and it's a bit smaller, it allows short, sharp, fast rotation. So you normally see some pretty good ganks going down to that bot lane for the solo laners after you get a top clear and a mid clear. So I reckon the drafting for tonight is going to need to be quite prevalent around their wave clear, and they're also going to want to have some pretty hard CC and lockdown. So I'm expecting to see some Blaze coming out on this map. Also expecting a Stukov, given the tight quarters and some of those turn-ins. Hanzo for that visibility. And also the Dragon's Arrow. So devastating on this map.
Yes. Speaking of going to the drafting, where you're free to roll, my friend, let's get this game underway.
Let's rock this party, boys and girls. Let's kick off our game 1 of week 7. Here we go. No, I'm wondering whether or not RU are going to bring out any of their cheeky plays or any, naughty champion, naughty heroes. I wonder if we're going to see a cheeky Cho goal.
Oh, well.
Oh, hang on.
We're not going to see anything at the moment.
No, we are not.
Disconnect from the party.
We got a little bit of a disconnect there, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. Everyone's calling GG in the lobby. It's game over.
Oh, game over. That was a very interesting game. Did you enjoy that one, Winters? I really liked the way that they went into the game and finished it so quickly. I haven't seen a game that quick for a while now. And if you guys blinked at home, you definitely missed that one. That was a phenomenal game to watch.
Indeedy do. I'm just having a look at the Twitch comments. Apparently, my internet is lagging quite heavily. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with that, unfortunately. Just waiting for this lobby to come back together, guys. We won't be too long.
We're pretty much back to ready to go now.
Alrighty. Well, let's get this one underway. There's not much I can do about my internet, I'm afraid.
No, it might be their internet, not yours. So just keep an eye on your own internet as well, please. Run yourself some speed tests. We're going into game number 1. Are you roles unspecified, taking on the Unreal Aussies Raynor here on Tomb of the Spider Queen?
And I've just realised, Blank, that I've got the names on the wrong side. So, uno momento, please, ladies and gentlemen. I'll fix that up in a minute.
You're just going to switch them around. On the blue side, we do have Team RU. So Team RU is on the blue. They have first ban, first pick. Team of the Spider Queen, I'd like to see them pull out, the old cheeky Nazebo, to be honest. I love Nazebo on this map. Almost guaranteed to get your stacks up pretty quickly.
Nothing wrong with a bit of Naz play. It's the map to do it on. That and Volskaya, which is also coming up later tonight.
I was actually having a play earlier on of the Asmo Dunk Brawl, and watching Tomb of the Spider Queen is going to get me really anxious to see some Asmodan get some of those globes going across the map. But realistically, what do you think is going out for a first ban here? We're going to ban out Phoenix. We're going to ban out Maiev. They're hovering Hanzo at the moment.
Yeah, seeing Hanzo hover. Yep, there it comes. So it looks like RU are taking away one of Liam's most utilised tools in that Hanzo, but also trying to deny it to Raynor. So I'm thinking maybe they're going to be going for maybe a Medivh or a Maiev coming out here.
And you mentioned earlier before about the Hanzo being a really good pickup on this map with the vision, that Dragon's Arrow as well. I'd be interested to see why they don't want it, especially knowing that Liam can play it really well.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's probably opening up some of that counterplay. So they're going to be looking to draft into maybe a Phoenix even, if it doesn't get banned out by Raynor. But if not, they've eliminated, the Medivh, the Maiev, the Stukov potentially, if they want to first pick that. And they're just looking against that counterplay. And they know that Hanzo can bring a lot of that counterplay. And he's a highly sought-after hero at the moment at all levels of competitive play.
Yeah. Well, there goes Malthiel. Not wanting to deal with that. Percentage damage, so potentially going to take out 2 tanks or 2 frontliners on the side of Unreal Aussies. Roles unspecified, have the first pick now. Are you still stuck on that Maiev pick, or are you thinking that they're going to go for Medivh?
I would honestly think a Medivh. I know I've seen the RU boys playing some of the Medivh in some of the matches. No, going for the Maiev. All right, so that sets up the rest of their draft. So we'll most likely be looking towards the Malfurion unless that gets banned out next, and then into potentially a Garrosh. So they want to be throwing their enemies all around. They want them bouncing around the map and not being able to secure their own positions, I think, Blake.
Yeah, I see that. They've got the 2 picks now. So Maiev been gone, but that leaves Medivh open, leaves Blaze open, it leaves Phoenix open. They're 3 highly contested heroes in the open division, and especially with Phoenix being allowed to play now. They've opted to go the frontliner, Joanna and Rhaegar. It's good that they got their tank and healer out of the way first. Means that it doesn't really show much of what they're wanting to do for the second half of the drafting phase, but it leaves both of those stronger heroes, Phoenix and Medivh, open for RU.
Yeah, look, with the two S-class healers, and we'll say that in inverted commas there, Blank, of Stukov and Malfurion, for them to pick into a Rhaegar instantly, they're looking for confidence in having the cleanse and also the Okrap button in the Ancestral. So, potentially not looking for the sustained damage, maybe going for a cheeky roll and death ball com, I don't know. But, wow, Maiev and Phoenix and Garrosh, so that is a scary draft, Blank.
That is a very scary lineup. And, I mean, you mentioned the S-class heroes of Malfurion and Stukov. Maybe the Rhaegar is more of a comfort pick.
No, it could very well be.
Yeah, I mean, knowing that potentially Team Unreal Aussies aren't as confident on that Stukov or Malfurion, but they are confident on the Rhaegar. And, they say better to play what you're comfortable with rather than play something you're not comfortable with and risk losing because you just don't know how to play the hero as well, even if they are considered a stronger hero.
Mate, that is absolutely bang on the money, Blank. And look, that's what Open Div is all about. We're not looking at Open Division as, judging everybody to the meta. We're not looking for purely S-Class picks only. You can see the banning meta is there in banning out that Malthael. Sorry, not the Malthael, the Malfurion. Interesting ban on the Malthael as well. I didn't get a chance to talk to that, but the Open Div is all about teams learning drafting strategies, learning about their opponents, playing in their comfort zones, and then trying to expand out upon that if they become a little more successful. So, very interesting.
Well, the RU ban is up now, so I'm interested to see. They're hovering the Sonya. Knowing that they've banned out Malthael first, the potential is there for the Unreal Aussies to pick up another frontliner. So they are hovering between that Sonya and the Blaze. They've locked in the Sonya, which is a good solo laner, and now it gives Unreal Aussies the freedom to have pretty much anything they want that's left on the table.
Yep. Great.
Medivh is still available if they've got anyone that can play it.
Yeah, and again, Medivh is a very high skill cap hero to play, so potentially may not see that one in this round. But I thought maybe the guys from Roles Unspecified would pick that up just to be a bit cheeky and have a little bit of strategic play on the map and around those turn-in points. So Sonya being banned out is obviously a really, really great removal for a solo laner tool. A huge wave clear, great damage coming out with that Ancient Spear. And Zagara pickup. This is what Open Div's about here, Blank. Zaggy. I love a bit of Zagara.
Who doesn't love a bit of Zagara? She's great with wave clear. She's good at holding her own lane and push and win the push. As well as that, the Tyrael. The Tyrael pickup here is good for some sustain, that extra shield. You can almost leave Tyrael in the solo lane and Zagara can rotate to clear. You get that creep everywhere, so great visibility, but it'll be interesting. Interesting to see how this is played out.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see Tyrael not in that solo lane. We see him played a lot in the Asian regions, in Korea and China. Not so much in NA and EU at the moment, and definitely not in the ANZ region. Tyrael's quite out of the meta in terms of the ANZ market. Sanctification brings a lot to a team fight, but looking at the composition so far with Johanna, Zagara, Rhaegar, they're not looking... Oh, Chen, my goodness. Let me finish on the UA part. They're not looking to team fight with a rolling death ball. They're not looking to stack upon a sanctification, so maybe we'll see Judgment Tyrael for some lockdown. That would probably surprise me less. And Chen, what?
Chen, what?
Well, look, you got a buff in the most recent patch, and we are playing on the live patch and servers, so... there's the Stukov. Wow, what a team comp, man.
That's brutal. I mean, we talked about potential rolling death ball from Unreal Aussies. What happens when two Unreal rolling death balls clash with each other? I don't know.
I hate to say it, but based off this draft, I mean, RU have got a clean draft, and that is very, very scary. Garrosh throw into a Maiev pullback, into a Chen barrel, pushing them around all the place. Man, they're not going to be able to keep their own positions on the map or hold their feet under them. So I think UA Raynor need to think very hard and fast about what this last hero is going to be.
It'll have to be something that can pump out a lot of damage, potentially a mage. I mean, I don't like it as much anymore. It has fallen out of favor, but Kael Thus could do some work here. The sustain's there. He's got the double tank backup to protect him. He's got Zagara for the solo lane to push, and he's got the Rhaegar with the oh shit button. But Junkrat,
all right,
wasn't what I was expecting. A lot of sustain damage coming out from the side of the Unreal Aussies people.
Yeah, so that changes the perspective a little bit. Now that they've got a little bit more of that AoE damage, they've got the Riptire that can come in and potentially blow up a Phoenix or really cause a lot of damage to Lorne on that Stukov. We may very well see a judgment into Blessed Shield, Condemn pullback, Rhaegar slow. It could be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how this game plays out. But that draft from the side of Roles Unspecified is just absolutely incredibly scary.
Yeah, I'm scared for the Unreal Aussies lads there. I think that they will be able to hold their own. They have a lot of sustain with the double tank and the ray guard, the shields coming out from Tyrael, the sanctification potentially as well from Tyrael. And a lot of poke damage coming from Zagara and the Junkrat. So depending on how the teams play this map, I think it could actually go either way, but I do have to say RU's draft is beastly, and I'm scared.
Yeah, I mean, just the Chen, like the changes to his, increased damage on his fire breath talents and the keg smash. They can be really devastating. I've played against it a couple of times in Hero League, and it's disgusting to be, cornered by a Chen and being bullied around, just getting, puked on and then set on fire and punched around like a drunk dude down at an Irish tavern. Yeah, look, it's a pretty stacked team, to be honest. So let's see whether or not UA can pull out a W here, Blank. I'm keen.
I'm very interested to see how this map plays out. And we're underway.
We are underway, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second. I just need to adjust my my visibility speed. Sorry, guys.
No, you're completely fine. While you're doing that, I will give us a little talking about who we are playing with. On the side of the Unreal Aussies Raynor here, we have Raz on the Junkrat, Claymore playing the Tyrael, Rhaegar being played by Andromeda, and Chuck on Zagara, and Rhinoceros on the Joanna.
Alrighty, and on the RU side, we've got RU Suze, the Frenchman himself, playing Le Chen. We've got a pause coming out instantly from Bobo, who is playing the Garrosh. Stukov being played by Lorne, and Phoenix by Rykors. Oh, and don't forget Liam on the Maiev. Just going to flick us back to our caster cam, ladies and gentlemen, while we wait for this pause to get underway.
Yes, that is right. And what we're going to do is we're going to quickly remake the lobby because some clever person in Japan who's the host of the lobby hasn't changed his server to Australia.
Only an open division, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
I'm going to change that back to Australia now, and I'll deal with the ping. We don't want you guys dealing with the 300 millisecond ping. That's not okay. So if you guys can, they'll all leave the lobby in a second. We'll remake that one quick, smart, and just get straight into the game on normal draft. Anyway, Winters, how is it going in Australia? How's the weather in Queensland? I miss home.
You're not missing much in Queensland, unfortunately, Blank. It is stinking hot still. We've got a couple of 30-degree days as we eke in towards winter. Now, if that tells you anything, I'd probably suggest maybe just packing a little bit longer and staying a little bit longer over in Japan. Buy some more clothes, hang out there for another couple of weeks. It's pretty rubbish over here, mate.
Well, it's very nice weather over here at the moment. It's not as cold as I expected it to be. It is a little bit chilly in Sendai, where I am at the moment, but not that cold compared to a couple of places that we have been so far. So,
no, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Very, very interesting stuff in Japan for you, which I'm very jealous of. Look, let's focus back on this draft for a minute. It is probably the scariest looking open div draft I think I've seen in the open division. I'm talking better than Pleb to Pro drafts. I'm talking better than Moops and the Mortons guys and Funky Moon guys. It's scary.
It is very scary. I am concerned as to what Unreal Aussies are going to do about this. Yeah. I don't know what they can do to counter that scary draft.
I don't think there's much that our UA guys can do. However, they can play their little hearts out and they can really just try their best. Do your best. All right, ladies and gents, we are about ready to get underway. I do apologise once again for the little mishap there of server mucking about. Uno momento. Got to click that ready button. Oh, I accidentally left the lobby.
Oh, Winters, what have you done?
Hang my head in shame.
We just started the game. Hey guys, I will do the casting for you without being able to see the game at all.
Open division problems, boys and girls. Open div problems.
Oh God, Winters, what have you done?
I broke it. I broke the internet. I broke the game. This is why. This is why I shouldn't be put in charge of things, ladies and gents.
Oh God. I can't. Hold on. Because I can't type because I'll type in observer chat and they won't be able to see it. So I'm just going to leave and hope that they understand what's happening.
All right, give us a second there, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise. That was a misclick. I accidentally clicked leave instead of start.
Well, those of you that are in chat right now, please tell me about who is going to win this game.
Can we see some
Who is it?
some hashtag RUWin or hashtag UAWin in that chat?
All right, so can you do me a favor and not leave the lobby this time, Winters?
Yep, I can do that.
Thank you. I'm going to reinvite to the game now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Open Division in Australia, this is what happens when your entire production team goes on holidays to Japan together, all at once.
Hey.
And then they're like, hey, Winters, you want to stream, cast, lobby, host, do all the things? Sure. Silly me puts his hand up for it.
Do all the things that I do while I'm there with no prior training or anything. I'll jump in and do what I can to help. And this is me doing what I can to help.
And look, mate, we appreciate it, Blank. And I'm sure the fans in ANZ appreciate it as well.
We'll just set the lobby to Singapore again for you, just so you can have a little bit more entertainment.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone would leave. No more stuff-ups on my end. However, ladies and gents, this does give the rest of the games a lot more time to finish, which means we can roll into our game 2 a little bit quicker.
Yes, it's right. We won't have to jump to a break straight away. We can go straight into the game. No break for us. Let's do this.
I promise you, I will not hit leave this time.
What we do need is, the rest of you to jump in.
All right, there we go. We are almost ready to crack this one open. Let's hit that start game button, Blank, and we'll get us into this one. Ready up, Winters. Winters is ready. The lobby is ready. We're good to kick it off. I'm going to get my big bearded monstrosity face off camera and switch over to the screen so you boys and girls at home can have a look at these heroes. Here we go. Let's do this thing.
Yay! We are actually into the game. We won't be dealing with the Singaporean server. We won't be dealing with Winters leaving the lobby. We are going to actually have some gameplay now. So thank you very much for your patience, those of you at home. We are back.
We're back. We're back, and we're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to see some Bob Goat throws. We're ready to see some Johanna Blessed shields. Let's do it! Alright, just for everyone at home's knowledge again, we've got the Roles Unspecified team on the left-hand side of the map. Hang on a second. Let's get rid of that chat. And we've got Rykors playing the devastating Phoenix. Suze the Frenchman himself on Chen. Lorne on Stukov. Bob Goat on the Garrosh. And Le Ryzen on the Maiev.
And the Unreal Aussies, we've got Andromeda on Rhaegar, Claymore on Tyrael, Chuck on Tagara, Raz on Junkrat, and Rhinosaurus on Johanna.
Johanna! And we see Zagara going instantly down to the bot lane to try and set up some creep. It's a pretty interesting strat. And Rhino taking a little bit of positioning down in that Shroud area. So EA looks like they know what they're doing straight out of the gate.
I'm liking the positioning of the Garrosh and Phoenix right there at the moment.
Oh, Bob Goat's just whiffed that Q, but he does get the throwback onto Andromeda, who gets pulled by Liam. Andromeda on the Rhaegar is almost about to go down. Gets away by the skin of his teeth, Blank.
Yeah, it was a very, very close one to call there. I I was worried for Andromeda when she got pulled back in, and that lurking arm that was about to come out from Lorne got interrupted by Rhinoceros' Condemn.
Iron Skin popped by Johanna there. Rykos just doing what he can to back out. The wave clear on the side of RU is absolutely phenomenal at the moment, mate. They're a wave and a half in front, allowing this wave down here to crash into the front walls of the keep before Unreal Aussies are able to do anything about it.
Zagara's holding her own against Chen down there very, very easily, as we do know Zagara is a lane bully up against Suze.
Yep, so Zaggy got the range all over the Chen, so interesting to see what developments occur down there. As we just watch the back and forth between the mid teams here, doesn't look like anyone's going for super aggressive positioning, but we do have a gank coming down on the bot lane. However, Zagara has sniffed that out, and Chuck will just back away without taking any damage whatsoever.
Yeah, the downside about Zagara, she can be a little bit mana hungry if you get too aggressive with her, so Chuck has to be careful. He's really low on that mana on Zagara. So, yeah.
We got Bob body blocking the Johanna. The Iron Skin's not going to help you walk through heroes, unfortunately, love. You're about to get tossed backwards. Rhinoceros gets the knock up there. Bob Goat taking all the damage from those towers. Rhinoceros is going to walk away. Lorne gets popped over the top by the Junkrat mine. He is going to go down in a blaze of tentacles and silenced glory.
That's first blood going to Unreal Aussies. Well done, and they've picked up level 4 as well, Winters, so a little bit of an XP advantage. Not a massive one at the moment, but still, that's got to give them a bit of confidence right there.
Half-level lead is a half-level lead, Blank, and that's amazing stuff to see coming out of the UA team, and that was just a really, really well-positioned concussion mine from that Junkrat. Raz must have left that sitting there for a little while to be able to pop that Stukov over. Great positioning, and nets the kill.
In terms of your coins, I can see that both teams have almost an even number at the moment. And they're getting close to that first turn-in point, but whether or not they get the turn-in or they hold the gems and try to do the double turn-in will yet to be seen.
Yeah, it's another sort of mechanical aspect to this map. You've got to really be paying attention to the amount of gems that you've got, and if you're holding on to a massive packet of them, you really don't want to be positioning yourself, kind of like how Rykors was at the moment there. Not really aware of where the rest of the enemy team was, holding on to 15 gems. You drop those, you're pretty much guaranteeing yourselves the loss of a spider phase there. Lorne getting in some tentacly auto attacks onto Rhinoceros, who's getting bullied right now.
Oh.
Body blocked. Liam takes him down with a really tactical umbral bind there. Rykors putting the damage in from afar. Lorne putting in those devastating melee hits on the Stukov. Playing like a bullying melee assassin there, Blank.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage coming out from the side of RU. And that's another kill for RU down the bottom there. That little Zagar, and the biggest thing about this is the gems they've lost. They've just lost a good 20-odd gems, Winters.
Now down to 13 gems in the bank and 28 sitting already turned in. So not looking like UA is going to be able to really turn in anytime soon, losing all of those gems just there. And we've got another little bit of a fracas mid. Jana popping that Iron Skin. Rhaegar dropping down his totem, slowing everyone around. Junkrat putting in a boatload of damage. Umbral bind there from Liam onto the Rhino, but Rhino on the Johanna is just going to walk away. Oh, the slow and the silence.
There's a lot of damage coming out from them as we expected with that scary lineup, but they have got the first turn in. Rolls unspecified.
There's too many abbreviations tonight, Blank.
It's going to be really, really fun to play with, but no. So, you got the first turn in, so they've got the first web weavers coming down, and they're putting a lot of pressure in this top lane.
So yeah, trying to open up that win condition in top by utilising the lane that the boss will traverse down later in the game when they manage to take it, if they manage to take it, that is. So, not seeing too much coming out, threatening from this Bob Goat on the Garrosh. He's trying to get positioning there, but Claymore and Rhino on the Tyrael and Johanna are just bullying him back out of the way. Bob Goat taking a boatload of damage there. Rhaegar gets Umbral binded back, gets away. Very low on mana. It's not going to be able to sustain through this fight very much more, and this is top keep going over to Rolls Unspecified straight away.
You know, Junkrat's been able to clear that mid lane. Zagara's doing fine against Chen down the bottom there. So it's really all the pressure they put into this top lane is what's going to cause the damage. And they're already working on those front gates there as well, Winters.
Yeah, taking out their keep front gates is probably the next best thing that they could have done. Like, this Web Weaver has gotten so much value purely because the team of Roles Unspecified have just packed around it. That's all they're doing, is packing around this top lane, opening up these gates. They've taken out the whole wall. One tower left. Claymore gets tossed backwards and knocked up. Stunned. Silence. Phoenix goes down. Tyrael gets popped. He's coming in to try and use that passive. He cleans up the Garrosh. Nice.
That trait value, Winters. Getting the pick on the Garrosh was a great trade for the Unreal Aussies, who are going to end up walking away from that, losing 2-0. But they managed to pick up Phoenix and Garrosh, so 2 for 2 is not a bad trade to have. The issue here is that RU have just hit 10.
They have. And any surprises with the ultimates? We see Chen taking that Wandering Keg. That's going to be interesting to see what happens there with the taunt coming in from the Garrosh. And it looks like, the salvo, Purification salvo coming in for the Phoenix.
Yeah, Warden's Cage from Maev, nothing unusual. And the Flailing Swipe from Stukov there as well. So nothing out of the ordinary. UA have just picked up their 10s as well. We've got Nidus coming out from Zagara, which is usually pretty good, getting them in and out of the fights when you need them to. But smaller map, not necessarily as valuable. Sanctification.
Taunt coming off there onto Rhinosaurus on the Johanna. He is going to get Falling Sword picked up there. Rhino gets out of trouble. Ancestral gets popped on. Purification salvo locks on. Deals a boatload of damage. Everyone gets away cleanly, though. Rolls Unspecified, putting the heat onto Unreal Aussies very quickly. Riptire. Oh, bulk damage there, Blank.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming out from both sides here, and a lot of sustain. We've seen the ultimates go down, and we're going to have to get Sanctification sometime soon, or this is going to be over pretty quickly. Get out of there.
Wow, we just saw the absolute wombo combo coming out there of the Warden's Cage into the Stukov Silence, Garrosh Taunt, and then Phoenix just sitting there popping back and pumping out all that damage. That was really, really good to see, and a really good display from Rolls Unspecified, showing just how much work they've been putting in to understanding their maps and synergies between these heroes.
Yeah, definitely something was enjoyable to see. A lot of pressure being put on this other lanes, though, from the Web Weavers as they've traversed down top and bottom lane while they had that mid scruffus.
Now, we can see the guys from Unreal Aussies trying to band together and trying to rotate together, but it looks like they're a little bit split at the moment. Their four-man gets a little bit broken up. You know, Zagara and Chen just hanging out down the bottom. Zagi's getting a lot of value in terms of experience for those guys with lots of wave clear and keeping that Chen quite pushed. So, opening up a possibility there for Unreal Aussies to be able to get a counter gank downstairs. Johanna's Iron Skin is out. Maev gets a triple tether. That was insane. Sanctification goes down. Rykors now putting out the Purification salvo. Only gets the Rhaegar. There goes the Riptire. Getting pushed back. Lorne is going to be the target. We get the taunt down onto Rhaegar. Bobgoat now taking a lot of damage. Here comes the tether again onto Claymore. Garrosh gets popped. Lorne is in a lot of trouble. Stukov looks like he's got... No, he gets away. Now the pressure's being put back onto Phoenix as the rest of the team rotates up top. But that looks to be the end of the team fight there. Exciting stuff coming out of Unreal Aussies.
Yeah, they're doing fantastically up against this very, very high damage team comp from RU. And just watching as Maev pokes at these UA guys trying to get their hand in. They've got a lot of gems. They've got enough for a turn in. So does RU as well. So they'll be looking to try to get that hand in as quickly as possible, get those Web Weavers up, and get a bit more map pressure back, a bit more control on their side of the favour.
Indeed they will. And look, we're back on even talent tiers here now, Blank, so 13 apiece. Still got Rolls Unspecified having nearly a full level advantage, but UA catching back up on the kills. Oh, Zaggy gets picked. Sorry I didn't get us down there in time, team, for that one. Was just focusing on this mid-fracas.
We just saw a good rotation from Liam on that Maev, rotating down and getting Zagara out of position.
Look at the Riptire coming back out again. Suze looks to be the target. Lorne knocks it away with a flailing swipe. Gets no value there. Bobgoat kind of sitting on around that 1/3 health, but all that armor coming out of Garrosh is just ridiculous. Gets the double knock up there. Are we going to see a throw back onto the Tyrael or the Johanna? I don't think so.
Well, there's some nice zoning there from the RU guys that were sitting here in the bush, just making sure that the guys could get their gems handed in.
There goes the Rhaegar. Some very solid Maiev play there indeed, followed up by the Stukov pull. Now we get the taunt down onto Johanna. She gets blown up under the tower. Bobgoat eating all those keep shots. Junkrat placing the mine, just a little bit preemptively. Going to see the Webweaver phase coming in for roles unspecified. I'm expecting them to get a lot of value here, at least level 16, and the next of this keep wall. Claymore on the Tyrael gets popped, silenced, and going to go down. Trait value once again coming all the way through. Gets nothing, unfortunately, blank. Unreal Aussies get a little bit of blown up.
Well, they're doing phenomenally considering the team comp that they're up against and the team that they're up against. I mean, this is roles unspecified. They've been playing phenomenally well the past few weeks, and to be getting kills like they have been, I mean, 5 kills to 10, it's not a blowout by any stretch, and they're doing really well.
Oh, look, Unreal Aussies are absolutely putting up a fight. Like, 5 kills to 10. That was 5 kills to 6 kills a couple of minutes ago. So, you know, now that roles unspecified have got their level 16s, you know, Unreal Aussies are going to take a little bit more damage. Phoenix is getting a lot of value up in that top lane as he's pushing along with that Webweaver. That keep is getting dominated. Going to have the rotation coming out along to the top lane from roles unspecified. Looks like they were trying to target Claymore on that Tyrael, but no, they think better of it, and they've got the keep. That's all they need. They may see a cheeky bit of a retreat to try and go for a boss, but not a great idea while the rest of their whole team's up. That is a throw condition right there. But
it is, but they do have the strength. They've got the barrel from Chen, which can use to zone out. They've got the silence from Stukov as well. Garrosh can throw an enemy. It's pretty safe for them to be able to take this boss uncontested, especially considering they do have 16.
No, they've also got another turn in there, Blank, so that's a scary prospect. Boss coming along an undefended top lane and a turn in. But Unreal Aussies look to be getting their turn in. Yes, they do. So they've saved themselves that little bit of grief. Now we come to another team fight at mid. Falling Sword to get out right on top of Suze. His Iron Skin on cooldown. Silenced. Umbral Bind. Warden's Cage. Here comes the pain and the Hurt Locker. Oh, Claymore getting thrown around like a 16-year-old at a party. Jesus. Good night, Tyrael. Good night, madam. We see
while they've been doing all this, Boss has been getting some serious work done on the core there, Winters. So the core's shields are going to start to drop pretty quickly, and especially with the rest of the RU guys coming in from above to get that Boss a little bit of a hand. And
Purification Salvo. Zaggy, just gets away, but unfortunately Rhaegar and Johanna get popped. Phoenix value is strong here. That draft blank was just a little bit too much for Unreal Aussies to deal with, and we've got a GG.
Yeah, that's game there, Winters. Very solid from both teams. I didn't see anything too out of the ordinary there. Like, we didn't see anything unexpected is what I mean. Like, we saw the draft come out. We saw the severe amount of damage from Liam on Maiev and Phoenix being played by Rykors. It wasn't too much. I mean, Zagara topped damage on the enemy team, and she was sitting in that solo lane the whole time.
Yep. So it goes to show you what value Zaggy can have, but in the current meta, unfortunately, she's just sitting a couple of tiers too low to be really effective. Lack of crowd control, lack of escape. She can put out some good damage and be very, very annoying, but Anubarak can do the same thing with his Beetles, right? But he's a tank, he can initiate, he's got an escape, he's got a hard engage, he's got a great ultimate. So, you know, Zaggy could kind of be traded out there for a noob, but just in terms of how Unreal Aussies played that, I think they played it quite well, given the comp that they were up against. I mean, Chen probably a little bit of a cheese pick there, coming out from roles unspecified, but still played the bully role, held the bottom lane against the Zaggy, and let Garrosh and Phoenix and Maiev and Stukov do their thing, which was devastating.
Yeah, that's very true. We will cut to a quick 5-minute break though, Winters, while we've got one more game left to finish up. We're waiting on Morton's versus the Unseen to finish. And once that's done, we'll be ready to jump into round 2.
Sounds very good to me. Ladies and gents, we will be back. I am going to do a cheeky little review on what's going on with my internet settings. So yeah, apologies chat. I know everyone's having a bit of a joke about it, but I am streaming and casting and doing the production on this. So apologies, bear with me. I'm going to do a little bit of a review here and we'll be right back. Bye.
Bye.
We're back. We're back, ladies and gents. Thank you for the patience there and the solid amount of feedback that you guys are giving me in the chat. I really appreciate it. Yeah, throwing 16-year-olds around at parties was probably a silly comment. I had something else in mind, and then I realised I was talking to a bunch of people, so I pulled back on that, and we'll just leave that at that. Ladies and gents, Wolfpack and Capital up next, Blank.
You going to that you're allowed to throw 16-year-olds around?
I didn't mean it literally, or did I? I don't know. No.
Oh, God.
Inappropriate is my middle name.
Winters, speaking of inappropriate, we have Wolfpack versus Capital up next.
So inappropriate. And coming out on Towers of Doom, we're going to be looking at a potentially level 20 map. So only way to finish this one, Blank, is how? By securing bell towers.
Yes, that's right. The objectives on this map are the only way you can. Well, that and the mini sappers. So, I mean, you can completely ignore objectives if you just want to get camps all game and just push them over the core, but that seems like a really long way to drag out a game. Who knows? We saw the amazing game from Nomia, not Nomia anymore, Mind Freak. That was last night up against Quick Match Warriors, I believe, on Towers of Doom. That first game, that was super very tight. They let it go down to 6 points remaining on their core, and then they just won one team fight.
I feel like they were under the pump for a good first half of that map last night. It was incredible to see those guys come and really nearly upset Mind Freak. But look, they pulled it in the end. We're here to talk about Open Div, Blank. Let's move away from the Premier Division stuff and leave those HGC guys to their HGC stuff.
That is correct.
Ladies and gents, we are ready to kick off game number 2 for your Open Division viewing pleasure. I've made a little bit of tweaking to the internet here, so hopefully this one's not going to be as laggy. Apologies. Thank you for the patience.
We won't be on the Singapore server, and Winters won't be leaving the party. So, without further ado, Towers of Doom, game number 2. This is your Open Div. On the left, we have Capital, and on your right is Wolfpack.
I got that one wrong again too.
I told you before I started I was putting Capital on the left.
Hashtag production value. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what you get for free, okay?
What kind of bands we thinking are going to come out here? We're going to see the stock standard Mayev, Garrosh, Medivh, Phoenix bands.
I'm expecting to see some Mayev ban and Phoenix TBH. I don't think either team wants to deal with that mess at the moment. So I'm pretty sure that that's what we'll be seeing out tonight, Blake. Maybe another Blaze coming out.
I mean, we don't want Garrosh throwing around these 16-year-old girls. So, I mean, I'd like to see Garrosh ban up here. But, we don't know. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Malfurion is the first ban.
This lends me to think that Wolfpack might be looking to first pick their support, and if it's not a Stukov, then they may have to change their drafting strategy. So we'll probably see Capital answer with another, hovering that Medivh, so pseudo support, but that's leaving open the Stukov, if that's what Wolfpack are going to pick straight into.
Yeah, it definitely leaves open Stukov to be available for
Wolfpack. But Phoenix, Mayev.
Oh, such strong heroes. We saw how well Phoenix can still put out the damage.
Hanzo.
And how strong Mayev is.
Yeah.
But hey, look who it is.
There we go. Called it. Hashtag nailed it. No, it's a clear pick. Stukov is just so many leagues above your Rhaegars and your Uthers. Well, maybe not those guys, sorry. Your Lucios, your Tyrandas. If you heal with Tyrant, then you're a goose. But yeah, it's Stukov and Malfurion, they just
Tassadar
put out there. Yeah, Tassadar, exactly. Those guys are falling out of the meta. Although we did see Tassadar coming back out as a sort of second half support in the HGC over the weekend, if anyone caught that in NA. So Tassadar's still alive. He's still around. He's still doing his stuff, shielding the people and putting his little lightning puddles down and around. What are we going to see first picks coming out of Capital, Blank?
Well, you did mention before Mayev is still open. Phoenix is still open. We've got a Diablo as that first lock-in. That does combo well with the Garrosh. We've seen the displacement combo from those two before. Varian, though, by Capital, that's not something you see. But I mean, Varian's one of those heroes that isn't high in the meta. He has his uses, especially now that he's got his ultimate at level 4 now. He can run in Taunt, run in Colossal Smash, pop out some serious damage. It's not unfavorable.
Yeah, well, double frontline straight out of the gate is not something you'd normally see either. So, are we going to see a Smash variant or Twin Blades? Maybe not on Towers of Doom.
Well, what do you think Wolfpack are going to come out with? They've got 2 picks now.
Yeah, going to go into their frontline and a damage, I would imagine. So I'm thinking maybe a Hanzo. Could even be a Chromie. Was going to say potentially an ETC. Always a solid pick on towers. Yeah. Oh, Tychus. There we go. So double frontline equals double melt with that Tychus minigun passive. Going to shred the HP from that Dibbles. It puts him to bed quite quickly. I should know. I've felt the sting of Tychus's minigun many a time.
Well, I mean, that leads Varian towards that Colossal Smash where he won't be as affected by Tychus's D. We all know Diablo loves Tychus's D. It hurts him a lot. They've got a Chromie Hover here on the side of Capital Winters. So moving right past that one. Chromie. She's one of those high poke heroes. Not as high priority, but she can put out a lot of damage. And she is good for poking on this map.
Yeah, and look, Chromie's devastating at the best of times. Put her in the hands of a decent player, and she's phenomenal and really, really frustrating to deal with. So, solid ban there, I think, coming out of the guys from Capital. I wonder whether or not we're going to see their cheeky triple tank strat again and just bully the crap out of everyone. But like doing that into a Tychus is not going to be the smartest move. However, it's something that they've done before, and it was very effective.
I mean, I'd like to see them play Li Ming, which means that I'm hoping that Wolfpack are going to potentially ban out the Li Ming here. Another one of those poke heroes that's really good for zoning off the objective, getting some serious damage out, and those resets are deadly.
Yeah,
Don't forget, we still have the Shimada brothers available, though.
Exactly. I was about to say Hanzo and Genji still on the table. Perfect for going up against that Tychus, probably trying to sit and hang out on the back line. But they take out the Maiev. So don't want to deal with the Umbral Vines and the Warden's Cage and all the lockdown for days. Probably a smart ban there again. But still, we've got the Shimadas online. Li Ming, there's plenty of burst damage to go around for Capital. And I forgot about Phoenix. So here we've got the blue golem buff from League of Legends and Alex Straza.
I was going to say, Phoenix. We forgot about Phoenix.
I don't know how we forgot about Phoenix. Newest hero, not used to seeing him in the draft. Sorry, boys and girls. But picked up by Capital, so solid choice. Going to have some slows and CCs. The Alex Straza pick lends me to the belief blank that they may be going for their triple tank strat, which wouldn't surprise me at all. So Messi and Anubis coming out. I know Tyrann on the side of Capital favours Anub, and he's quite good with him, so we could potentially see that.
I worry, though. Will they have enough damage with just the Phoenix?
I worry about you, Beverly. I mean, Phoenix. No.
Oh, Phoenix.
Probably not. So...
Well, you know what I am looking forward to, Winters?
What's that?
Someone to pull out a Planet Cracker.
Oh, yeah. Lockdown for days. So pick Leo, go into the Entomb, Planet Cracker.
Well, there is Genji. There's one of the Shimada brothers. Picked up with a Sonya as well. Good solo laner. Genji's just going to roam around and very easily can pick off that Phoenix as well. So, nice counter pick. Good lot of damage and a good bit of poke as well on the objective.
And the Alex, don't forget, she can be very squishy when caught with her pants down by a Genji. Taking it to her with his shurikens and his D-Blade. That's a scary draft coming out of the Wolfpack team there, I'm not going to lie. I certainly would be quaking in my little Angry Birds booties right now. We need to see what Capital are going to pull out to answer this, because that is a scary draft. I'm instantly favouring Wolfpack's draft, I'm not going to lie.
Well, I suppose the last pick will determine which has the stronger draft. I like how well-rounded the draft is coming from Wolfpack, but they don't have any burst, which on the side of Capital looks like they have too much burst. And
Well, we see the KTZ picked up. So that's a very interesting pick. Very rarely see him in any of the HTC games. And Open Division, ladies and gentlemen, is where it's at. So
yeah,
Kel'Thuzad doesn't really become a fully fledged hero until he makes his stacks on his passive. Until he gets those blighted stacks, he doesn't have great cooldown. He doesn't have great damage. And he just kind of has to sit there and poke around and be a little bit annoying. But to do that, you got to be in range. And that is the scary thing. So Beefy coming out on that KTZ against a Tychus, Stukov, Genji with the slows, the stuns, the silences. It's going to be very difficult for Kel'Thuzad.
Yeah, I'm fearful. Kel'Thuzad and Phoenix and Alex Straz are both very squishy heroes. They're going to rely a lot on Diablo and Varian to get that peel off for them. And if Varian doesn't go taunt, that's one other peeling tool that he's not going to have. But we'll see how that plays out very, very shortly. Jumping right into it, on the side of Capital, we have Aureus playing the Phoenix, Slicksloth on Varian, Ultimo on Alex Straza, Tyran on Diablo, and Beefy on Kel'Thuzad.
And on the team, Wolfpack, we got old G on the Sonya, Helium on the Stukov doing the healing, Tanner on that ETC, Jester being a Joker on the Tychus. Well, it's about time. And Geezer on the Genji, all golden Genji. Look at that, that's pretty cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we get underway. Capital versus Wolfpack. Let me see your hashtag CapWin or WolfWin in the chat. I want to see what you guys' predictions look like, because I think this is going over to Wolfpack.
Well, I'm going to dishonor that. Dishonor to the Shimada clan. Dishonor to your family. I am Capital win.
Cap win. All right, Blanky. Look at this. We got a little bit of a cheeky engage out of the gate. Beefy eating half of his HP and damage. Alex Trials are going to chuck down that little pool of healing for them. Not going to do much this early on as everyone breaks away for their lane clearing and heads up top. Phoenix already cleared that top wave.
Yeah, Sonya was still able to get there in time to soak that, so not too much was gained by Phoenix split pushing that one, but in the bottom lane, Tanner did the exact same thing and rotated down to get that wave pushed into the bottom lane there. Good rotations coming out from Capital here, but they're missing a full wave bottom, potentially going for a gank on Jester.
Yeah, and that is the sacrifice. If you're going to try and do those early game trades, Blank, you want to try and either get the wave clear or get the gank. But so far, two rotations, what appeared to be ganks, didn't really pay off.
No, the rotations in this game is what's going to make the early game stand out. So if Capital or Wolfpack can really get these rotations down, hold on.
Oh, we got the engage there. Varian eating a boatload of damage early on. Slicksloth needing to run away. Genji swift strikes in and ends his life. Beefy now taking a buttload of shurikens and another swift strike. The disengage happens. However, Capital lose first blood over to Wolfpack and the slippery Shimada.
That is very, very right. Shimada Brothers, no dishonor there. He has taken out the first blood for Wolfpack and managed to pick up that little pumpkin camp at the same time.
Those pumpkin sappers do a buttload of damage, especially when they come up against your bell towers. Kel'Thuzad, however, getting caught by that power slide. He's in the silence pool. Genji, Geezer, he can't finish him off. Doesn't want to take the swift strike over the wall and try. Probably didn't have enough confidence. Geezer, you've got it, buddy. Genji's the man. You can do this. We see the rest of the team of Capital rotating down now. Blank. Are they going to engage or just clear the sappers?
Oh, if they can find a pick, then they probably will take it, but they're not going to chase for a kill. These two teams have been playing Capital played really well the last 2 weeks, taking out 3 wins of the 4 games they played. And that's something that we haven't seen them do at all this tournament so far. So they have been playing a lot better, a lot more disciplined, and they have been doing a little bit of coaching with some of the other premier quality teams out there.
Indeed. And Moops and some of the other boys putting out some of that community coaching. I'm sure the teams in ANZ tip their hat to you. I know you guys have been working hard on delivering some customer service in that respect back to the community. So well done and thank you guys. And same goes to any of the primitive teams that are also offering up their support. It's only going to help the community grow and get better. It doesn't look like the lag issue has been rectified either team, so I do apologise for that. Nothing I can do about it right now, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, level 5's been picked up. Tychus is trying to trying to channel that objective, but Dragon Queen's been popped by Ultimo, and Varian's picked up Taunt at level 4.
Yeah, so we're seeing the double tank comp come through. Really, it's going to be quite ineffective. However, we see the taunt coming onto the ETC. Power slides over the top. Jester pumping out the damage onto that Varian in the middle of that silence pool, taking absolute ton of damage. Beefy getting caught out a little bit. Genji gets rooted. Gonna try and go for a Swift Strike. Sonya comes in from behind, then flanks them, picks up the kill onto the KTZ. Aureus trying to do what he can to peel, put some damage onto Jester, but not gonna happen. Wolfpack walk away with yet another kill.
Yeah, well, the towers are currently favouring Wolfpack with 32 to 36 on their cores at the moment, but the XP isn't that different. 2 kills to 0, but they're on even XP. In fact, Capital are slightly ahead, close to that. About to pick up level 7 now, actually.
Yeah, so it looks like they've been doing a little bit of a better job in soaking those lanes. Oh, we got the kill onto Diablo down at bottom. Apologies. Was focusing on that top lane. Yeah, so look, 3 kills going over to Wolfpack. Looks like they know what they're doing when it comes to these picks, and Jester pumping out the damage on the Tychus, just shredding through that max health percentage. And on Diablo, it's a lot of extra damage, ladies and gentlemen.
Level 7 has been picked up from both teams. Nothing too unusual there, with Alexstrasza going for her quest, Circle of Life, so fielding really heavily into her Q.
The abundance, it certainly does
Yes.
bring a lot of healing to the table, especially when you get the extra health regen glow. And for a Diablo, it's crazy health, especially if you got Devil's Due at level 1.
I'm interested to see, I mean, Kel'Thuzad is too bad with his stacks. He's on 10 at the moment. He needs another 20.
Yeah, we got the power slide coming in onto Tyrann's Diablo, but manages just to charge himself back through that backline and get away to safety. Very fortunate disengage there coming out from Capital. Wolfpack is certainly bringing the pain at the moment. They're looking a lot more dangerous, but look, to be honest, I think they might have a little bit more of a late game comp for Capital, and that's why they might have picked into that KTZ. And also the Varian brings a lot of extra damage, a lot of extra control towards the later part of the game. Bit of percent health damage on the charge if he specs into that. And Phoenix goes bananas late game, as we see him and Slicksloth on the Varian engaging on the Sonya, and then to no avail. Both towers going over to Wolfpack here, Blank.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a pick down the bottom there. Alexstrasza trying to stay in her healing circle while Tana slid in and knocked her out of position so that the Genji could finish her off. So Giza doing some work on that Genji. Another lovely attempted pick.
Beefy eating all the damage. Diablo also eating a bunch of damage there. A little bit of a cheeky tower dive coming out of Wolfpack, but no kills secured outside of that Alexstrasza pick. And Phoenix just hanging out in that top lane, getting all of the experience value. But at what cost, Blank? Varian. Oh, there's the mosh pit. He's silenced. He gets the... No abundance heal. Just a fraction too late there, but he would have gone down anyway with Jester coming and rotating back down.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming out on the side of Wolfpack at the moment. 10s have been picked up. As just saw Mosh Pit was taken by Tana on ETC. X-Strike has been taken by Genji. Odin on Tychus. Sonya's gone for Leap. And Flailing Swipe on the Stukov.
Yeah, it looks like the Wolfpack guys are going for all damage, and they're not looking to take any prisoners. As they engage upon the Diablo, he walks away with only 600 HP, getting shredded all the way down from nearly full health there. We got Sapper Camp coming in on this bottom bell tower. Oh, there comes the X-Strike from the Genji. Whiffs that though, but a solid Swift Strike onto the Diablo. Nearly takes him down again there, Blake.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tychus has gone. You mentioned how quickly Diablo was falling. Tychus did take the bigger they are, which increases the minigun damage to a bonus 4%, while enemy heroes are above 35% health. But it doesn't affect targets below 35%. So he's dropping Diablo to 35% HP stupidly quick. But he needs the enemy team to the rest of his team to finish it off for him.
Yeah. It was just such a smart draft pick, mate, coming out. You know, if you're going to pick Diablo first pick, expect a Tychus.
Yeah, well, 10s have been picked up from...
Oh, here comes the APOC. Odin gets the unstoppable. We see that sweeping coming out from Aureus, trying to get onto that Tychus. He gets away. Ultimo on the Alexstrasza is about to go down. She gets felled like the dragon she is. KTZ gets plugged. Tyran on the Diablo now stuck in between 3 or 4 members of Wolfpack. He's going to walk away, but I don't think it's going to be the same case for Aureus coming out on the Phoenix. The teleport, but we see Tanner flanking. He's going to get the power slide, misses. Aureus is going down. This is a dead little blue buff. I'm sorry, boys and girls.
Bye-bye, Phoenix. We'll miss you. But no, sorry, before that teamfight broke out, I did mention 10s have come out for Capital as well. Purification Salvo, which we saw. Shield Wall from Varian. Cleansing Flame, so that's the flying through the air on Alexstrasza. Apocalypse on Diablo, and Kel'Thuzad with his Shadow Fissure.
Yeah, so I didn't get to see in that fight with Alexstrasza just then whether or not she actually had the opportunity to pop Cleansing Flame, because she was in Dragon form. So maybe it got interrupted. I don't know if he can interrupt Cleansing Flame. But yeah, she certainly went down very quickly, leaving Capital with not much chance to really recover anything.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one.
We get a lot of pressure coming down here on this bot tower.
Multi cooldowns is hurting us.
I know, right? The observer interface still hasn't been fixed in that latest update or hotfix from Blizz. Fixed another couple of issues, but not that one, I'm afraid. Purification Salvo gets interrupted. Silence coming out there from the Stukov. Aureus goes... Oh my god, he gets away with about 1 HP. That was incredible.
That was so close.
Shows the focus that Wolfpack have got and why they're the number 2 contender for this top spot in the Open Division region, mate. They're playing like absolute champs at the moment. Their rotations are quick, they're solid, they're fast, they're on point. Now they're going for a boss? No, they're not going for a boss. They're going to go for the top left bell tower here and maybe going to send the Sonya off to the right? No? Going to stick around, going for a 5-man all-in. Expect to see a leap coming out here. We've got the Odin down, the APOC, they're all bunched up, but the mosh pit goes off, getting a 3-man mosh, allowing Genji to strike around. Picks up 1 kill, gets a reset. Tyran about to go down. Aureus dies. Good night, Phoenix. Diablo, goodbye. Alexstrasza, you're all... Oh, Cleansing Flames away, very lucky. Gets the kill on the Sonya. Well played there by that Cleansing Flame, but unfortunately that is a 1-for-2 trade. A 1-for-3 trade, really, with Diablo coming back, but souls are now reset, Blank.
Yep. No souls, which means he's going to be taking a lot more damage here, and he's going face first into that Tychus, who's already doing a lot of damage on him.
Silenced, rooted, minigunned, dead devil.
Yep, and this is looking to be closed out pretty quickly with the team on Wolfpack getting 2 bell towers at 5 shots apiece.
2x5, there's 10 down from 20 all the way down to 10. Capital need to do something very, very solid here to try and recover this game. However, it's not looking likely at the moment, Blank. This is looking like a little bit of a stomp, unfortunately.
It does seem that way. What Capital need to do is try not to fight so much. They're a few levels down. They're 2 levels down at the moment, and almost a talent down with Wolfpack not too far off picking up that 16. They're just constantly looking for fights. And with double tank into Tychus, it's not going to work out well for them.
No, you're right. But I mean, now would be the time to fight, being on even talent tiers, if that's something that they were trying to achieve. Now, if anything, is the right time for them to fight prior to 16 being picked up by Wolfpack, which is just going to drastically increase their kill ability. It's not looking likely, unfortunately.
Oh, if they're going to do something, it'll have to be soon.
I mean, we've got the engage going on with the ETC there. And he walks away.
What I was going to say, sorry, was that twice now, Phoenix's salvo has not gone off due to being interrupted.
That's the only problem with an ult like that when it's a channel. The initial sweep actually needs to connect with all the heroes, and if you drop a silence in even a fraction of a second before the sweep finishes, you interrupt the entire thing.
Yep. Or if Phoenix is dead.
That too. He can't purify anything.
Well, there's 3 objectives up right now. Each will only net 4 shots on the core. Sonia's cheekily gone up to take the enemy one, and she will get interrupted.
Very,
might
very
even
good
get
Shadow
the
Fisher
other.
there coming out from KTZ, but they've picked up the bottom one. Looks like Capital's going to pick up both of these at top. Oh, no, the leap comes out from the Sonya into the spear. Tyran pops the APOC on that Dibbles, gets the ETC. Odin comes down. Here comes the purification. No purification. Salvo gets silenced again. Diablo falls. We see Aureus teleporting away, managing to get away. Giza Swift Strikes over the top on the Genji. Gets taunted, takes down the Aureus anyway. Good night, Phoenix. Giza looks like he's in a little bit of trouble, but his team is here to back him up. Oh, wow. Varian just gets deleted.
And all they need is this boss, and that's GG Winters.
That's going to be a good game going over to Team Wolfpack. Capital putting up a valiant effort, however, Wolfpack just proving to be that little bit much better on Towers of Doom. They had a strategy, and they affected it with value.
Oh, Beefy managed to get that cheeky little kill on the Genji at the end of the game as well, so not all is lost.
Not
But,
all yet.
This game is, as I am proven wrong, with Wolfpack taking the win over Capital in game number 2 of Open Division Week 7.
Indeed. Now, Blank, we are going to have to cut to a short break-a-roni while we wait for the rest of the matches to finish up. They're not all going to be as quick as 14 minutes on Towers of Doom. We only saw level 17 achieved on that team then. Usually you see a level 20 coming out on Towers, just because you can normally prolong those towers out a little bit longer, but Wolfpack were just very dominant. Very, very dominant.
That's right. Well, let's cut to that break now, Winters, while we wait for those games to finish. Next map we're on is Bolskaya.
Oh, we're going to see some Trugalov damage coming out there, Blanky Poo. Ladies and gents, I'm Winters. This guy over here is Blank. We'll be right back, waiting for these next games to finish up. Won't be too long. When I can find the break screen. There we go. Bye-bye.
Like a Hellcat. Like a Hellcat. Like a Hellcat.
Hey guys, and welcome to week 2 of the HGC Open Division. I am...
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. No notifications there for Blank. And I did that because my timer ran out and it went to an old VOD of Blank and I talking about a previous week. We do have both teams ready to go for round number 3. Apologies for the delay. Apparently Stumpy and her team couldn't finish that fight in under 40 minutes. So, yeah, very cool. Good round, obviously.
Must have been a good game. Shame we missed that one.
Indeedy doody. Now, we do have a cheeky little Ripple versus Unseen coming up here on Volskaya. Blank, what can we expect to see out of these two?
Well, Ripple have been training really hard. The only sponsored sponsored Open Division team at the moment in the competition. So keen to see what they can pull out against the Unseen, who are currently 0-2 this week. They haven't been terrible across the competition. They've been winning a heap of games, Unseen have. But I'm thinking this is going to be a really close one. And I'm really looking forward to watching both the teams battle it out.
As am I. So, look, without further ado, let's do it. Let's do the do.
No problems at all. We are on Volskaya Foundry. We have Ripple on the blue team and the Unseen on red.
Yeah, I'd better just get that right this time. So we're just going to have a look at my wonderful face and Blank's wonderful face for just a moment. No, we'll transition over to the game screen, guys. I'm just going to update these keys. I'm sorry.
You're completely fine. Take your time, good sir. It's a lot to do all at once, and it does get tricky, especially if you're having to cast at the same time. I do know the feeling. We have Ripple with the first ban of the game, and on Volskaya, we do have some of those heroes that do play out stronger than others. Nazebo being one of those that are higher priority picks, as well as those zoning heroes like your Chromie, who can get off some serious damage on those objectives. But you do also have just your standard high meta pick and high meta ban heroes, such as your Medivh, Maiev, Phoenix, Garrosh, Blaze, Furion, Stukov are out there. There's so many at the moment. I'm really interested to see what happens when they bring out that third ban phase.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Mid-ban.
It's going to change the drafting sequence dramatically, I think, especially at such high levels of play. Everyone's going to have to rethink their draft. They're going to have to start utilising heroes. You know, there's probably 15 to 18 heroes that are just the only heroes that are played, really. So if you're taking out 6 of those, it doesn't really leave you huge amounts of options to play with. But still, look, Garrosh ban coming out first from the side of Ripple. So, solid choice. We've seen 2 Garroshes so far tonight, and they've both been quite devastating. The ability to throw people around the map is just wonderful. So, choice.
Yeah, well, don't want them getting thrown around like a 16-year-old at a party, so...
Stop it.
You're never going to let that one down, my friend. It's done. You've said it now. It's never going away. But no, so Garrosh is gone and Medivh is gone on the side of the unseen.
Yep. And leaving open the Phoenix, the Maiev, the Hanzo, the Stukov, the Malf. Plenty of options
The
here
Genji.
for both teams, mate.
Mate, so many options. And I do like a cheeky Hanzo on this map as well. The vision it gives you on that objective point is phenomenal. We have had people talk about the idea of Gazlo having those extra turrets around the objective point, but we haven't seen it play in any high competitive level of play. Instead, we get a Sonya.
He's such a meme champ or hero anyway. I mean, I love him. And if you go with Steamwork Clockwork Steam Fists, rather Steamwork Clock Fists. God, I'm a goose. Clockwork Steam Fists. You know, you can build up 7 or 8 turrets and just leave them sitting there, and they just pummel people walking into a bush. It's great. But first pick Sonya. That's not something that we normally see, given the amount of OP heroes that are available. Seems that Ripple are placing very high priority on the Sonya. Difficult to really determine the rest of their draft based off the first pick. And we'll see Unseen picking up Stukov. And there he is, the yellow leotarded god himself of Shimardinus. Hanzo.
He's switching around those skins, but it looks like we do have that Hanzo. Shimada brother number 1 on the table. Stukov as well, as you mentioned, one of those high priority healers picked up. I do like the Sonya first pick coming out from Ripple here. It doesn't give away, like you said, any of their strategy. And it secures a strong solo laner that they're probably very comfortable with and have been training and practicing with a lot. So they look like they know what they're doing. You don't often first pick a Sonya when you haven't got any idea of what the enemy team's going to do, but they seem to know that they want that Sonya and they're going to take it straight off the bat. So what they'd pick up next? Well, as you mentioned, plenty of options. Phoenix is still available. They've gone with Muradin as their second tank option. So possibly looking to ban out those higher tank damaging heroes. And
Abby. Happy days.
That's an interesting pickup.
Oh, I love seeing an Abathur and our open div blank. I feel like there's a lot of underrated value that that people see in Abathur. I definitely see the value in an Abby comp, especially if you're going into that hat build. I mean, Illidan Abathur was such a big thing last year until the range nerf on the hunt. It still can be very effective, especially on a small map. And Volskaya is not the biggest map in the rotation, so that's still a viable thing, in my opinion. Which probably doesn't really mean all that much, being plat. But here we are.
Well, you're higher ranked than a lot of players that are in this competition, and that's not saying they're bad. That is just saying we have a very diverse ranks in the open division. So you've got players all from all areas of the
All walks of the
competition, so-
spectrum, from Cole 7 all the way through to Grandmasters.
Yes, so we've got Tracer picked up on the side, oh, banned out, sorry, on the side of the Unseen. Don't want them don't want to have to deal with that one. So,
So that leads me to think that they might be going for another cheeky percent health damage hero, like a Malth, maybe. They've already got the Hanzo, so no doubt we'll be seeing the sharpened arrowheads to take away the armor from the Mirrodin and Sonya. Very, very effective against both of those heroes.
Yep.
But I want to know what they're going to pick into with the Abathar. So I feel like they're going to need a frontline DPSer, so an auto attack hero. But who? Well, that's probably why they've banned out the Tracer, right?
Oh, they need the Illidan, don't they?
Well, they need the Illidan, in my opinion, yes. But no, I think the Tracer was probably a tactical ban, seeing the Abathar coming out. They're still going to pick their support. So, Malf, still on the table.
Yeah, well, we have seen Abathar being utilised in that solo support role. The support Abathar has been seen played and won before. So it's not out of the ordinary. I don't see it happening in this particular game, but it has happened before.
It's got to happen. It's open division. Anything can happen. And that's why we love it. We've got our Mecha Mirrodin and Mecha Abby. Wonder whether or not we're going to get a Mecha Rhaegar. Bit of skin diversity or skin synergy. Skinergy.
Maybe. Skinnergy. Mecha could they go 3 tanks?
They could. They could very well do that. Or 2 bruisers and a tank, yeah. I think Tyrell's more bruisery than he is tank now, right? Especially with the adjustments they've made to Smite and his passive, or not his passive, sorry, his E.
Well, Arthur's picked up. That means no Illidan. Sad. Blank is sad. And a lot of damage coming out from that Gul'dan. Good for the zoning, good for the objective. So, see him get stacked up on those corruption quests pretty quickly.
Unless he goes Fell Flame build, but probably not. No, Echoed Corruption's definitely the way to go at the moment. The Arthas preemptive pick into denying the Abathar a solid melee clone target like a Greymane. So we could still see Greymane come out with Cursed Bullet. That'd be good to disrupt that Arthas. Could even potentially see a Cassia.
Ooh, that's an interesting point. I haven't seen a Cassia in a while.
No, but the Cassia pick would, I'm probably disrupting my own call here, but Cassia would be a little bit inopportune going into a Hanzo and an Arthas. It'd only be good to zone the Arthas. They've got 2 range already. Stukov's not really going to be bringing much melee value. But look, if they Unseen pick into a Mirrodin or not Mirrodin, bloody Greymane, then that's a potentiality. So yeah,
Ooh,
right.
Winters. Guess who's still left on the table?
Phoenix.
Yeah, the Shimada brother.
No, Phoenix. We forgot about him last game. But there you go. They pick up the Shimada.
He's not going to get picked up this game. There's no way they're going to go with Phoenix as well as Hanzo and Gul'dan.
No, they need a proper frontliner. So we might see the ETC or maybe even a cheeky Dibbles coming out. Or could be a noob, which would be good to dive into that backline on the Uther. Yeah, interesting.
Maev is still available as well.
She sure is, Meg. And that would be a good melee tap in, I think, for the Unseen. Interesting if she made it all the way through to last pick in the draft.
Yeah, well, interesting that she can go through the whole draft and not be touched. So same with Phoenix. 2 high priority heroes, both allowed, both not picked up in this game.
We will find out in 10 seconds. I'm absolutely at a loss to call this final hero, but I'm assuming it has to be a frontliner. Maev pre-nerf with 1 million armor would probably have made a good front.
Darian or Diablo here.
Joanna.
Or Joanna. Yeah, that was my 5th pick. Definitely not my first choice as that second frontliner, but that could work.
Oh, look, Joanna's value is never to be understated. She's probably top tier tank. It's just, does it work with this comp? So, Gul'dan's going to disperse all the heroes with a fear. Arthas is going to try and lock 1 or 2 down. We see the Dragon Arrow come out. Stukov with a pull. Like, the synergy with the Johanna into a fear doesn't really strike me as being synergistic. Interesting. So, look, I don't know who to put my money on this one, Blank. What do you reckon? Can Chad help us out with a hashtag RPL win or a hashtag unseen win?
what are we going to call the unseen? We have to give them something more than the unseen. I mean, they need the little symbols. They need their little abbreviations. Their TUN,
TUN? Ton.
the ton. Yeah. Hashtag TUN win or hashtag RPL win.
There you
Chat,
go. That'll
please.
do it.
Let's go.
That'll help us, boys and girls. I can't call this game. The drafts are both very off meta ish. I think I'm liking the unseens a little better. A little bit.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to say I like Ripples a little bit better.
See, I want to go for Ripple because of the Abbey, but I don't know. We'll find out as we crack into Game 3 of the evening, ladies and gents. We got Ripple versus the Unseen. We'll kick off introducing the Ripple team with Loke on the Mirrodin, Mav on the Genji, Shimada himself, Burnsy on Sonya, Fergie on the Abbey doing some little wormy bee-steppy dances, and Venom on the Uther.
Yeah, on the side of the unseen, hashtag TUN win, we have Fusion on Stukov, Azurim on Arthas, Invincible on Hanzo, Atramentus on Joanna, and Obsidian on Gul'dan.
Cheeky little bit ring around the keep Rosie just there from the unseen. A little bit of banter and fun before the game.
Seeing an interesting split here. Sonya being sent straight down to that bottom lane, Winters. Not having to deal with this little melee scruffus in the middle. They don't want any piece of that.
Yeah, and Abatha also down at bot lane. So no one in top lane at the moment, which is a little bit of an interesting conundrum. So I'm assuming that they're going to rock a three-man between mid and bot. No wave clear really on the side of Ripple, which is very interesting. So you got solid wave clear on the unseen, and you can see here the Uther and the Mirrodin struggling to deal with that minion wave. Genji heading up top now, but the rest of the unseen are going to also follow.
Yeah, well, we mentioned earlier about Echo Corruption being the quest to take, and we have got Gul'dan taking that Echo Corruption quest, already hitting 5 stacks as he gets collapsed upon here.
Gets absolutely decimated from a cheeky Mirrodin hammer to the face, and an Uther stun with another hammer to the face. I don't think Gul'dan really understood his positioning just there as he got caught out trying to stack up that Echo Corruption.
Yeah, well, he's still at 5 stacks. It's not a bad start to the game, but getting picked off like that isn't something you want to happen very often. Early game, not too important, but yeah, the matchup in that bottom lane is going to be very, very interesting with Hanzo up against Sonya. I think Hanzo's going to win that round.
I'd say so. Hanzo being forced into that single solo lane down the bottom with just the Sonya to attack, he's not really stacking up those redemption stacks very well, Plank. Only sitting on 3 stacks so far. You really want to get that one knocked over as quickly as possible.
I'm just trying to contemplate how the rotations are working, whether this is calculated or whether it's just that's the rotations and that's how they're going. I'd like to see Ripple stick together as a 3-man if they're going to be doing rotations like this. Possibly rotate Abatha up into that top lane, but it looks like they're putting a lot of pressure on the bottom lane, but Burnsy's not going to be able to win this lane up against a Hanzo by himself. No,
not at all. So, yeah, it's an interesting lane split composition coming out of Ripple at the moment. Don't know whether or not they've fully thought it through into that Abatha comp. You'd imagine that Abby would try and hold the solo lane and bot with a 4-man rotation from top to mid, with a cheeky peel off maybe from the Genji to hit down the bot lane. But Genji soloing up against the Arthas, which is also very weird. We got the first point coming online in 10 seconds here. Anyway, Blake, looking like the unseen guys are posturing around the mid. They looking like they want to be taking this one by themselves and not really affording much. And they can do that in this early game with a 4v5, ostensibly with that Abatha down the bottom.
Yeah, you were mentioning before about the rotations. I'd like to see the Sonya and the Genji switch lanes on the side of Ripple. The way they are at the moment, they're going to lose those lanes. But
Gul'dan. Oh, Venom goes a little too deep. He's going to get taken down. No, he's not. He's going to get out by the skin of his teeth. Obsidian walked away with 40 HP. Venom manages just to walk away with about 200 with a cheeky heal on himself to keep him up. That was very close on both sides.
Good thing about having Abatha, even if you're not able to be another body in those team fights, initially anyway, you can soak XP while the teams are fighting on their objective. At the moment, it doesn't look that way, seeing as the advantage is stacked in the favor of the Unseen here. But we're going to get a little bit of cheeky team fight in the middle here.
Oh, the damage coming out and the silence onto the Arthas. He's got the Abbey hat. He does get a heal there from the Uther. Loke puts himself in a world of hurt there. Gets blown up. Good night, Mirrodin. Mav just swift striking out. Cannot deal with the pressure being put out here by the Unseen and the damage. They'll take the first Protector. The Trigolav is not going to put out much damage in round 1.
No, it's not. It's going to be rather weak in the early stages, so Ripple looking to concede that one pretty easily. I'd like to see Burnsy stay in that bottom lane and continue the soak, but they just want to get this Trigolav down as quickly as possible, it looks like.
Yep. So if the Unseen were thinking about it, they got a half health Protector right now. They're not going to get this fort. What they could have done is rotated top and taken out that front lane and helped Arthas top clear that that camp that was taken prior to this engagement. But as it stands, it looks like the Johanna is just going to walk around in some circles, try and get some damage out onto heroes. They're not going to be able to take anyone down. The Protector is a little bit too weak for that. I tell a lie. Mirrodin gets burnt. I was wrong. I was wrong.
Miss ya.
See you, buddy.
Wow, that was a lot of damage coming out from that Protector straight up. I mean, with 2 people in it, it does do a little bit more damage. It does have a little bit more HP. And they are actually going to get this fort.
Well, there you go. Proven wrong in 2 instances of calling shots. I failed quite miserably. They certainly proved me wrong. The Unseen getting the entire midsection of this map unlocked, allowing them some further pressure later into the game. Burnsy looks like he might be getting caught out here. Not enough damage coming out. Lucky escape there.
Look, I have to say it. Fergie on this Abathur has been doing a phenomenal job saving Burnsy just then, but Mirrodin in the... not Mirrodin, sorry. Burnsy again in that early stages of that team fight in the middle lane. Getting that Carapace shield up right in the nick of time, saving their lives. Something that it's calculated, but it takes some timing, a lot of timing.
Oh, it really does. And for an Abathur to be able to use that Carapace shield at the right time to try and regen some of that health, look, he's acting as a pseudo healer. By the end of the game, he's probably going to have just as much heals coming out of him as Uther will. It may be just a little bit less, depending on how frequently he does that. But he's talenting into those shields. He's holding on to his level 7 talent. Don't know whether or not he's just forgotten to take it. But look, we've got Ripple taking out the support camp here, trying to get that healing pulse. But look down bot lane. We've got the Unseen pushing hard onto this bot lane. So we know the next Protector's at top blank, and they're just trying to help their bottom lane soloer get a little bit more advantage, take out that well, get the keep health, the fort health all the way down. They're going to take it out. This is a bit rubbish.
Oh, looks like Abath has taken that mule, try to help out that bottom fort, but it's not going to be doing enough health repairing quick enough.
No, it's not.
As that bottom fort goes down.
We see Ripple trying to emulate the same thing at the top lane, but it's just not as effective. They've only got 3 members up the top, while Sonya was doing what she could down bot. Ineffective. So Unseen taking a clear advantage here. As we look to get into a little bit of an engage, both teams have their ultis online. Heroics online. Keep talking ults and champions. Too much lead.
No, good.
Locke trying to get the engage onto Hanzo there, but no such luck. Oh, we've got Johanna Ironskin.
This Joanna.
Oh, the 4-man. Absolute damage with that corruption. Venom has to divine shield himself. We get the silence coming down in the middle of that team fight. Genji gets popped. Sonya gets popped. Good night clone from Abathur. Locke running away with his tail between his legs, trying to get some health back. Taps that well. That is a 3-for-0 essentially, with the Abby clone being thrown into that mix.
Yeah, well, Venom's not going to be able to get it. Or he might actually be able to get out of this one. Loku running in and getting a little bit out of position for that. But if he can walk away from this one, then it's not too big of a loss, as he's got his lovely second wind trait, where he can just stand there and not take damage for a few seconds and he'll be full health again in no time.
One thing the Unseen need to be careful of here, Blank, is overstaying their welcome as we get the respawns coming up from the team. They are back. Ripple are back in this, and they've got their ults up. I didn't see a leap used just there. Didn't see a Dragon Blade. I saw the D shield, so that's probably still on cooldown. And they're still on 0% on this next point, so they took the heavy camp, but what real value are they going to be achieving out of this?
Not much at all. Looks like Sonya's gone straight to that bottom lane to get a bit of push going, but Abatha says, no, I've got this under control. You head mid, soak that wave, because we need a bit more XP as the enemy team have got 13.
Yeah, 2 levels up and 3 kills up. Unseen are looking very dominant in the early stage of this game, Blank. The Hanzo is doing incredible value keeping Locke low down on his armor, shredding off that Uther value that he can give by, giving that extra 15 armor every now and then with a heal. You see the stacking coming up. Well, there it goes. So he should have had 15, only had +5 armor. It's doing a lot of work.
Yeah, all those armor talents. Oh, have we got a leap coming
here we
in?
go. That was a leap.
Engage.
Oh, down goes Gul'dan going down. Yes, Mav cleans him up with the Dragon Strike. The silence comes in. Unstoppable's not going to help you there. Sorry, Sonya. Genji, you're also going to fall. Uther, see you later, sweet Prince of the Light. Goodbye, Stukov, with your tentacles off to Squid Prison, mate.
That's a 4 for 2.
4 for 2.
Trade there.
Still coming out on top, 86% on this Protector. Azirium's just going to finish that off for his team. Could be a tactical thing here to leave that at 99% and walk away, but now the Protector's going to be counting down, and he hasn't got anyone to help him out with that.
At the moment, he doesn't really need to. He's got Hanzo just below who can jump in if we really need him to, but they've got a minion wave soaking that tower shot, so he can just walk right in, take 2 front fists to that tower, and it's gone.
Good night,
Bye-bye, Fort.
Fort, rather.
Yeah, now he can make his way onto the keep, putting a lot of damage out onto all the enemy heroes at the same time, and it's a 10-minute Protector. It's not the most damaging. As the later stages of the game go out, then it's going to start doing a lot more damage, but it's still very punishing right now.
Yep, we're definitely going to get this keep wall opening up that win condition that we talk about every game. As soon as you get these keep walls down, you're exposing that keep. There's nothing to protect you from a cheeky backdoor or an all-in 5v5 fight under the keep, especially with a Protector. It's ridiculous. Such a high health pool. They very rarely get taken down. They usually last the distance and then have to be timed out. So this keep looks like it is going down. There's 15 seconds left on the Protector. It's still at 35% health. We've got the team Ripple trying their best, but they can't push it back.
Yeah, well, Winters, if anyone knows about a cheeky back door, you are the man to tell us about it. So,
Giggity.
We are watching as the Triglaov's dead. Abatha's doing as much as he can to push in that bottom lane, but it's not getting a lot of value at the moment comparatively when we're losing a keep in that top lane. We're going to get catapults rolling down that lane, and that's going to put a lot of undue pressure on Ripple.
Yeah, look, Ripple are going to need to put their hands to the sky and demand justice from Great Father Odin himself, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm pretty sure Unseen have got this one in the bag, just judging by how they've played already. We see Hanzo trying to pick up this camp. Sonya's picked up her own little pew-pew cannon that she can chuck down on a point, but the Unseen sort of painted the map red a little bit themselves there, picking up that support camp. The heavy camp going over to the side of Ripple. Blank, how much longer do you think this game's got to go?
Well, I'd like to say it's going to push out to the late game. The later the game goes, the more of a chance Ripple have, only because they are more of a late game comp. Now, what we need to see them do is soak to 16, take a fight on an even talent tier, and take a fight on their terms. Don't be reactive. They need to be proactive on this one. They've got a lot of Abatha soaking, but they have a lot of sustain with their double tanks. Have a look at how proactive Unseen are being right now. They can, because they are with the advantage at the moment. They have the level 16. It didn't get them anything, but that's what Ripple need to start doing.
Yeah, as soon as Ripple hit that level 16 talent tier, they're going to be able to take the fight back to the Unseen, which is absolutely what they need to do. You bang on. Unseen have been directing the control and flow of this entire game so far, but Ripple just need to gather their thoughts. They need a really solid team fight. Oh, look at that. We got the little mule coming down. If they can win themselves one team fight here, Blank, take out the Hanzo or take out Fusion on that Stukov, they're really going to open themselves up with a chance. We're going to have the next Protector spawning down in the bot lane. Abby's got some solid push going on down there, but unfortunately he's not a push build Abby. He just doesn't have the ability to hard push a lane, talenting into that Carapace, Mule, and then Spike Burst at level 13. 16's now online, Blank. What are we going to see coming out of Ripple?
Well, a lot of pain at this point in time because, as you mentioned, that Mule that he's picked at level 7, it hasn't gotten them any value. He put it down to fix that turret, but it wasn't able to save any of their forts. It looks like Unseen and that fort wall is going, or that keep wall, sorry, is gone down now as well. So the Mule's completely nullified again.
Oh.
But
look out, here we go.
fight.
Here comes the team fight. This is what needed to happen. Fusion copping a fair amount of damage there, but Muradin popping that avatar. He is getting absolutely shredded. Divine Shield comes out on the Genji. The clone goes down. Oh, Muradin, get out. Unstoppable. Burnsy now going to go down. Sonya dead, trying to take out that Obsidian on the Gul'dan. Doesn't get it, unfortunately. Lock, Muradin, good night. Sweet Prince. Obsidian goes down. There we go. So we're going to be taking out 2 for 2. Genji's just going to run his little bum away if he can, but I think Mav is about to get a Swift Strike. Very, very lucky.
oh wow, that was really close, and that was a good team fight from them to take. They need to be a little bit more proactive like that. Now they're on even talent. They 2 for 2. They went to that fight with a good trade. Gul'dan going to be sitting on the back line in that death well for a few seconds longer than the Ripple teammates, and Ripple should be able to come back as 5 and do a decent amount of damage in a team fight here. If they can pick it up with that.
They dropped the turret on the turret camp so they can pick up another turret. Turretception.
That's logic.
Your dog, I heard you needed a turret for your turret.
Well, it works because right now, what's happened? It's dismounted Loki. He's had to run around and go, okay, well, I can't go this way, and now the enemy team. So, no sneaky.
Great zone control.
Not something I've seen before, but yeah.
Well, when you're dominating a game this hard, you can do pretty much whatever you like. So we've got another zoning turret out. There's still 2 more turrets and a healing little salvo there to go as well. So here comes the team fight. Muradin jumps in straight away with the avatar. We've got a clone on Sonya. Fergie's going to try and do some damage there. Dragonblade and D-Shield. Fusion on that Stukov. He is going to get popped. Good night, Tentacly Prince. Burnsy on the Sonya's going down, so the real one does fall. We're going to have the Unstoppable coming out on the clone. Loke just trying to stun everything that he can. Hanzo gets 60 health left and gets away. Locke on the Muradin is trying to get away. Genji Swift Strikes away. That is going to be a dead Muradin. That is going to be a dead Uther. This is going to be going over to the Unseen, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to end right here, Blank.
I was about to say Atramentus still had his little healing beacon. He's now, but they're about to potentially end the game here. I don't see them being able to walk the Triglav top lane, but a bottom keep wouldn't be too much to ask for here, and the death timers aren't too high that Ripple won't be able to come back and defend this.
Yeah, they can definitely defend it. I don't know whether or not they're going to be able to end here, but they'll definitely get this keep, especially with the 2 people in that protector. Funnily enough, the team fight just then, there was a lot of focus put onto that Muradin as soon as he hit Avatar, allowing Fergie on the Sonya to gain a lot of value, just spin to winning, getting a lot of damage and being able to focus down. With the early D shield and D blade onto that Genji from the Uther was just great timing. Unfortunately, not enough value to be had as they lost that team fight and lost a protector. Now they've lost the keep.
All of Ripple are back now, and Gul'dan, who's doing a lot of the damage for Unseen in the Triglav at the moment, so he can't drop any fears. If they're going to fight, they should do it now while the enemy team are taking shots from the keep. Go, boys. Get in there.
They still haven't hit level 20 yet, and the core is now taking damage from minions. They are trying their best. We've got Muradin punching away on the Protector. It is not going to fall prior to that timer expiring. Atramentus just causing a lot of grief and disruption there with the Johanna. We got the clone back out again on the Sonya. We got Muradin jumping in, popping the avatar, the disengage there with the flailing swipe. We got the D shield and the D blade coming out again. All the Ds for the Genji. They do pop the Stukov and the Hanzo. Very well played there. Burnsy copping all the grief coming out on that Sonya. She goes down. He goes down. Atramentus. Oh, can they get the Johanna? Yes, they can. Arthas pops his little ghouls. All of them. That's a lot of ghouls. He's not going to be able to go down for a while. He's just going to keep popping that heroic. Can they take him down here, Blank?
I think they can, and they should really commit to this, because if they can get this kill, then that's a tank they're not going to have for a long, long time. But unfortunately, they're having to back off. The reason they could have taken that fight when they did is because, as you can see right now, they have got the mule on the core. The mule's actually going to start getting some value now, so the core can take a little bit of damage, and they'll just heal it straight back up. The more kills they get in that fight, the longer they keep the unseen down in that death pool, the more chance they have of getting back into this game, and they can start doing a bit of work on their own selves. Now they've hit 20, I'd like to see Ripple be a little bit more proactive.
I honestly think that we are going to see that. So we've got Abatha picking up the Hive Mind symbiote at level 20, allowing him to symbiote 2 people at once. That's going to be a lot of shielding. It's going to be a lot of spike burst damage, and it's going to be just a lot of defensive utility there. So he's got that clone. I think that we should be seeing him cloning the Genji, to be honest, and just blowing up the Stukov or the Hanzo. 2 Swift Strikes, 6 lots of Shurikens. That's going to be a dead Hanzo, or potentially even a Gul'dan. They take out one of those key DPSs. It's going to be a very, very different team fight for Ripple.
Oh, Winters, have a look at what Unseen are doing right now.
Caught themselves a Muradin there. Avatar not popped yet. Dwarf tosses himself away. Oh, he did pop the Avatar? I didn't see that, sorry.
No. Avatar hasn't been popped, but Fear has.
Oh,
the
so they
Horrify
dropped,
has gone down and absolutely whiffed everyone.
So this is going to be a last-ditch effort here, I think, for the Unseen. They're focusing onto Burnsy. Get the leap in right there. We got the D-Blade, the D-Shield. Good night, Stukov. Tentacly Prince goes down. Gul'dan gets absolutely destroyed. We got Hanzo copping all the damage from the Genji. He is not going to get out of here. Goodbye, Hanzo. Your brother has killed you. Woe is you. And we got Fergie on that clone on the Sonya once again. But Arthas, with the 1,000 bloody clones, he's not going down anytime soon. He just completely heals himself back up to full health with that heroic. And all we lost in the process of that was our Sonya. But look at the core damage. Core is going down. Mule is trying furiously to heal. And he's got it. They stay in this game with 15%.
Yeah, well, they need to get to that objective now while they have the manpower advantage. It's 4v3 at the moment. Or 4v2, sorry. Technically 3v2.
Oh, Arthas, here he is. He goes down. Staggered death blank.
Yes, that's what they needed. Well done, Ripple. Being proactive. We're going to have Sonya back up in 5 seconds. Fergie's going to have to do the best that they can to keep that core alive.
Oh my god. Look at the base. Look at these minions. These catapults. Ruh-roh.
Well, Sonya can help clean that up. If they can get this trig lob, a late game trig lob, will be the case of it. But have a look at where Joanna is right now. Atramentus
being very aggressive with that flank. Hasn't got the backup of his team yet, though, but we can see Stukov and Gul'dan are charging down the middle lane here. The rest of Ripple are going to have to back very quickly here to be able to try and defend this. They're going to have to give up the trig.
It looks like it was a simple bait.
The old bait and switch!
On the objective.
Uh-oh. Genji, Muradin, you guys are in trouble. Bless Shield comes out there from the Johanna. We've got this tentacly pool of silence. Not going to get much value there. But look at the core, right? We're going to look at the core again. That is 3 massive waves pushing down each lane. This is Ripple's final opportunity. D-Blade, D-Shield coming out. Gets the cleanse on top of it, which was a bit weird. Trying to focus down on that Stukov, but not having any luck. Looks like Fusion may have disconnected there for a moment, as we saw Stukov go to being an AI.
Well, it says that he's back on my end, so hopefully he's not too far away. But you mentioned the core, how it's been taking so much damage, and got down to 15% at one point. Look at how much percent it's at now.
We're back up to 41. Wow. That is a lot of
Back up
value.
to 41%. That is value from that mule, Winters.
It is indeed. Now, I'll just flick us back to show you the bearded monstrosity and Blank HotS himself, just while we wait for this pause to resume, ladies and gentlemen. What an intense game so far. I'm thoroughly enjoying the Unseen's, superb rotational skills and cheeky ganks, but also Ripple's tenacity. They've turned this game around from being over at 12 minutes or 13 minutes to dragging it out to now 22 apiece. They still haven't taken a structure down, but they're trying their little hearts out, and that's what matters. We're seeing a different level of gameplay here, Plank.
It's the core's at the Triglov's at 99%, and they're about to pick it up now. If they can just have Abatha keep the core alive for a little bit longer, a late game Triglov, a 23-minute Triglov is all it needs to end this game.
Yep. If Ripple pick that up, they can walk straight to the core.
Almost.
Couple of walls, couple of forts in the way, but yeah, they will get there.
We've got the readies coming out, so the game is about to get back underway.
Here we go.
The Triglov has been picked up. Where are they taking it, though?
Looks like bot lane, which is the only one where they've opened up a fort wall so far. And it's going to go down in very short order. But the rest of the team looks like they're having to go back to defend. Here we go. Look at this, Blank. We've got the 4-man coming down the middle. We've already got catapult shots coming on the core. They hurt 24 minutes into a game. This is going to be... Oh, the Dragon's Arrow comes out. Boom. Good night, Sonya.
It's going to have to be a race.
No, it's not. It's not even a race. That is over. The Unseen clench victory in this game number 3.
Unlucky.
That, Blank, was a really good game. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
That was an enjoyable game to watch. Unlucky for Ripple. They really did well. Hard to do when you're playing that Abby comp. A little bit more... I mean, Fergie was doing phenomenally. Look at the stats. Fergie did 120k siege damage, highest on their team. Sonya and Genji did a lot more as well. The issue I found, they didn't have enough wave clear winters.
Yeah, that was their struggle with this draft. I mean, Sonya has a little bit, relatively decent for solo lane, but up against Arthas, Hanzo, Gul'dan, Stokov, they just couldn't wave clear fast enough. That was where they started flagging, was in those rotations. Once you got into the team fights, though, Blank, they were doing all right.
They definitely were. I mean, we've got one game left for us in this round. Week 7 is almost over, Winters.
It is indeed. Let's just find out whether or not we've got everybody up and ready to go. I might just shoot us to a quick commercial break. If the break happens to end earlier, stick around. It may be 2 minutes. It may be 5. Apologies, guys. We won't be too long. In a minute. There we go.